Dennis Miller Show. Tonight, James Woods, James Brown Tierra, Brooke Shields, Martha Reeves, Andy Summers and the Soporifics. And now, it's him.
They said, "Come on, dudes, let's get it on." And we proceeded to burn that whole town down. Andy Summers and the Soporifics. Nick Bakay, you're certainly a coquettish strumpet tonight.
Stop.
What amuses you, Mr. Bakay?
My spider sense is tingling.
All right, I'm going to do the monologue now. We're going in a little light tonight. I want everybody to stay frosty. Cover me. Because I have a feeling this is a bad one. Just trying to be upfront about it. Well, Bill Clinton appeared on 60 Minutes Sunday to answer charges that he's a womanizer. Yesterday, Clinton said the interview went well. He accomplished a couple of things. One, he got his views across to the American people. And two, he got Leslie Stahl's phone number. And see this woman, Jennifer Flowers, in her press conference yesterday? She got a little overwrought, didn't she? Said, "I'm sick of all the deceits. I'm sick of all the lies." Hey, Jen, didn't you used to be a brunette? A brunette. A brunette. A brunette. A brunette. I think I just said brunette. What the hell's going on out here? It's the Carol Brunette Show. Yeah, she said they were lovers for 12 years. If you're going to stay with somebody for 12 years, why don't you just get married, for God's sakes? I mean, after 12 years, you know, you're bored. You're out meeting other women. You know, my mistress just doesn't understand me. Russian President Boris Yeltsin has not been seen in 2 days. Nobody seems to know where he is, and his face is starting to turn up on the back of vodka bottles. And, you know, the Russian cosmonauts are currently orbiting the Earth, and believe it or not, they're threatening to go on strike unless they receive higher pay. But, you know, considering the cosmonauts can't get back down without help, I'd have to say management has a little leverage here, huh? You know how much the cosmonauts get? They get $6 a month. It's like being a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. And here in this country, our own astronauts are going to stay in space an extra day, working overtime, seeing as there's no jobs on this planet anymore. Big legal news yesterday, and a major blow to the dollar porn business. The Supreme Court yesterday voted to support a federal law aimed at denying children access to sexually explicit phone services. Now, in his opinion, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas wrote, I don't even have to finish the damn thing. He wrote, "In my day, we didn't need all that phone sex nonsense. You just pick up the phone and call some women at random. What's with these kids today?" Have you heard about this? They're talking about splitting California into two separate states, North California and South California. I guess it shouldn't be any surprise that the state with the highest divorce rate would eventually split up with itself. And you're the keenest group of people I've supplicated myself in front of today, you know? The Tyson trial starts in Indiana today, and although some people, I'm sure, are hoping that Mike is innocent, I can't help wanting to see Don King get 15% of his prison sentence. And, you know, Marlon. Yeah. See, where Marlon Brando is working on a new film called Christopher Columbus: The Discovery. Brando is getting $5 million to play the New World. And, Howard Cosell will broadcast his last radio show on January 31st. However, experts predict that Cosell will actually stop talking, though, on October 7th, 2010. And what else is happening? George Bush is lobbying to get more money for his war on drugs. On Monday, he unveiled a pie chart which shows where the money's going. 32% goes to education and treatment, 24% goes to law enforcement, and 44% goes to Adam Rich. So it's working. It's working, for God's sake. And finally, the president gives his State of the Union address tonight. What scares me is the rumor he's going to announce that he's taken on a second job. On our show tonight, James Woods, James Brown's Brooke Shields, and Elvis Presley. Oh, Andy!
This portion of the Dennis Miller Show is brought to you by Pampers Phases for dry and happy babies.
You spoil me. Hey, National Smack Month, where we celebrate the joys of heroin. Now, there is no joys. I don't want any letters. I'm not advocating heroin. Just, whoa. Glenda, the good witch, come to save me from my drug advocacy quandary. I'm not advocating smack. It's a bad drug. It's snack of the month. And tonight's snack, this is our spotlight snack. It's Vienna sausages. Yeah. Vienna sausages, all the splendor of Austria wrapped up in a finger-shaped meat tube. Sliding past your glottis just as smooth as can be. Vienna sausages, Achtung. Well, it's time for another Global Village Japanese language lesson. Listen up.
Welcome to America.
Hajimemashite, America.
Baggage claim is downstairs.
Sa, ikimashou.
Your bags won't be there, though, because you're so lazy and incompetent.
Nihongo diwa man di imagasu ka?
Okay, we've opened up. We've opened up a line of dialogue with our Japanese friends. Not always a funny one, granted, but nonetheless a dialogue. Hey, time for a voicemail message. Please roll that.
Hello, Dennis. This is Houston Singletary calling from Atlanta, Georgia. Love the show, man, and I think you're doing a great job. The other reason I called, we got a bit of a problem here. Jinky the Fruit Bat was supposed to make a celebrity appearance here today, and well, basically he didn't show, and his manager isn't returning any calls, and we're out $3,500. So if you have any idea on what's happened, please let us know, and I'd appreciate it. Thanks, and good luck with the show.
Well, you know, we called Jinky's responsible agent, Bud Robinson, and Bud said Jinky wasn't booked in Georgia and is the most responsible, hard-working fruit bat in this crazy business. But in today's Hollywood Reporter, this disturbing item, Jinky no-show at GA, vid-bass gash. Where the truth lies, we don't know. We can only hope the Jinkster is okay. Once again, the phone-mail phone is... We act like America knows what Jinky is all of a sudden. Everybody's thinking, hey, it's not monkey cam. Lighten up, okay? We're trying to push this bat on you, for God's sake. Somebody jump on board or we're going to quit doing it. The voicemail phone, if you'd like to call about Jinky and his whereabouts, is 213-871-8198. Okay, speaking of controversy, this gentleman is at the heart of an ongoing mystery I think you'll all recognize, and please welcome the king, ladies and gentlemen, Elvis Presley. Elvis. Welcome, and thanks.
Thank you.
Look like Georgette Mossbacker. Welcome, King, and let me say what a thrill it is to have you here, man.
You know, Dennis, I'm merely a visitor from the other side. I found a wrinkle in time that I can jimmy my way through, but I must be extremely angry and coated in butter.
That's the grimmest thought I've ever had in my life. Now, what's the purpose of your visit here? What's on your mind, King?
Dennis, I was sitting in heaven. At least I think that's where I am. It reminds me of the set for my feature film, Clam Bake. And we have a TV lounge right next to the vending machines, and there I saw a very, very disturbing story about a conspiracy.
Are you talking about Kennedy?
No, I'm talking about Bixby.
Bill Bixby, you mean the Elvis conspiracy thing you just hosted, right?
Yes, sir. And I'm here to tell the good people at home about a massive plot afoot to undermine the career of Bill Bixby. I want you to think about it. Why would the beloved star of My Favorite Martian and The Courtship of Eddie's Father be reduced to hosting an exploitive and disposable television special? One that features a bunch of shovelheads who claim to have seen me eating a jelly donut in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Why? Why Bixby? It just doesn't make sense, Dennis, unless you factor in the powers of evil.
So we're just not talking about bad management here on Bixby's
No, sir.
part.
I'm talking about the second Hulk theory. Now, we all know Lou Ferrigno needed the work more than Bixby. I mean, think about it. Why was Bixby chosen? Who profits from it? Ray Walston? I mean, follow the money. The William Morris Agency, Sony. You remember that whole thing, Mr. Eddie's Father?
Sure.
I mean, that was just a message to the Japanese, Dennis. 12-7-41. I don't have to remind you what that meant. TCB, baby. Taking care of Bixby. Taking care of...
Elvis, you okay? Elvis?
Huh? Oh, sorry. Dennis, do you have any pie?
Sure, I got some pie right here for you, Elvis.
Fantastic. You wouldn't happen to have a carob shake, would you?
Yeah.
Oh, that is great.
Carob shake for you.
Oh, that is good. You know, they don't have tender, flaky crusts on the other side, Dennis.
I wish I was there right now, but, Elvis, you gotta level with me. Are you really gone? Are you dead?
No doubt about it, Dennis. And I've never felt more alive since I've been dead. And I want to tell you something. I'm proud of you. You know, we got a satellite dish, and my mom and I have enjoyed your fine and wonderfully jaded brand of entertainment. I personally like the For and Against very much, and Mama likes Jinky the Fruit Bat.
It's because she's dead.
Thank you very much.
Well, you know, I'm flattered. There are a million things I want to ask you, Elvis.
Hey, you know what? I'm sorry, Dennis, but my time is running short. I've got Red and Sonny West outside revving up the dune buggy, and Ginger Alden waiting with a valise full of placidils. Dennis, remember your fallen king.
Elvis Presley.
Thank you very much.
We'll always remember. Elvis Presley, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Elvis. We'll be right back with James Woods. Welcome back to the Dennis Miller Show. You'll need scissors and glue. Tomorrow Tomorrow night, my guests will be actor Peter Strauss, Henry Rollins, and A. Whitney Brown. You know, folks, we get a lot of periodicals flying through here at the show. Before we get on with tonight's show, I just thought I had to share this with you. My favorite new magazine, it's out of the Bay Area. It's a bisexual magazine. And this is the greatest title I've ever heard. It's called Anything That Moves. That kills me, yeah. It's a bi-monthly, and the good thing about it is you can read it like this, or like this, and I don't know, do you think there is such a thing as bisexuality? I'm not sure. That whole theory has a lot of holes in it for me. But the thing is... Go on. I think we all know at some point bisexual people are just incredibly greedy. You know, my first guest has created a slew, and I don't use that term loosely, of memorable characters for television and film. He is an Academy Award nominee and Emmy winner. Please welcome James Woods.
Never a doubt in my mind that the king was still with us.
Yeah.
Never a doubt in my mind. How was the last 7 minutes of your life? Was that a little tough? A little tough? Tough 7 minutes?
Jesus, man, I wished I was in Graceland. You know, no, we had Sean Young on the other night. And,
boy, he doesn't waste a minute. First of all, you got to understand something about these shows, okay? They always do.
These shows, all of a sudden you lump me, I'm all of a sudden
Hey, you're in there. You're in there. You're killing them the first week.
Yeah.
I wanted to be here the first week because I know there's going to happen somebody else.
You...
Just softening up the battlefield here before we get in. No. Just a little airstrike.
But Sean came on and she said she'd like to get back together.
She's waiting in the what is that floating green room they have in there?
Zero gravity
green room where she's functioning very well, oddly enough. Now, what they don't know about these shows is that usually we do a pre-interview.
Yeah.
And like they call up and they ask you questions, you tell these like boring stories from your past, and they go, God, that's really, really hysterical, and you come out and you tell them all over again. But tonight, we're flying at the edge of the envelope because I said, I don't know, just let him talk about whatever he wants. And right out of the gate, boom, Sean Young, you know? They give him an inch, they give him a millimeter, and he takes...
Jimmy, we're working without a net, I'm scared. Hold me, hold me.
No, it's why I chose to come here like a mafia band leader tonight, you know, with a white jacket.
You look good. You look like what's that new Armand Asante film?
Which one is that? The Mambo King.
Yeah, the Mambo King. You look like a Mambo King.
I'm like a Mambo Prince.
Now, you and Sean, you're old news. You're in love now, aren't you? Marrying John Tesh or something? Or, Byron Allen or Connie Selico?
Lie thing or
what the hell's going on over there at that show?
John,
everybody
over there?
All relationships in Hollywood somehow work through the Entertainment
I think
Tonight
they all
desk,
met to their. I think they all met to their plastic surgeons over there. There's a lot of like stapling and thing and plugging and so on. So I guess they all got together and they're all doing fine, you know.
Have you seen Lisa Gibbons' new one-woman show, Lisa with a Z?
No,
it's
Lisa with a Z. Yes, Lisa with a capital Z. Yeah, it is interesting about the... by the way, you know, for the record, like, because I never get to say it and I never talk about it, I actually think Sean's really a terrific girl.
Yeah?
Really, she is a terrific girl, and she's very talented, and it's just like a little old already. It's kind of like a half a decade old.
I felt like a hack saying it, but,
I mean,
you know, I didn't know how else to...
Yeah,
there you go. I've got the go-ahead from the main gal up there. Yeah, well, it was tired of me to ask that question. Let's talk about acting. Jesus, you're great.
No, let's not talk about acting. Let's talk about trash. Don't you guys want to talk about trash?
You know, my favorite scene you ever did is when you went into the Coke heart attack in the Boost, man. I just looked at you and I said, who goes further out than Jimmy Woods, for God's sakes, man?
Yeah, the guy said, I mean, first of all, you got to, I don't know if you know the reference he's talking about, but in the Boost, the guy snorts some bad Coke. I mean, there's good Coke, even though Mr. Heroin, of course, might say otherwise. Smack of the Month Club leader might say otherwise, but...
The
you
white
know,
grocer.
Worse than your average bad coke was this coke that my character was supposed to. I mean, I did this movie as sort of an anti-drug thing, and I ended up with 5 years of tabloid and legal exposure. But anyway, the intention was good. But there was a scene where the guy is supposed to snort this really bad coke, and he has a grand mal seizure. Among which, of course, is that they had to wire my trousers with this tube because, you lose a lot of control and so on. And it was a pretty devastating kind of scene to have to do. If the picture had been a hit, I would have been a major hero. As it is,
I thought that was a good film, man. You know what it was? It's like you said, Coke inevitably is the darkest of all possible scenes.
Yeah.
And it stayed true to that. I mean, at the end of that film,
Yeah, it's really the
I
end of
who
the world.
liked the film was cringing, thinking,
Yeah, it's
for
tough.
God's sakes, you got to end this.
It's
Because at
tough.
the end, he was just a veg, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, they always are. I mean, there's two ways to go. You either get better and don't do it, or you do it and you die.
Right. There's not many people doing a subtle dance with blow. It's
No,
either,
it's not like you do like a little bit and your life's like a little better
Right,
for a while, then
you
you
know.
can control it. It's not good.
I just use it for my glaucoma. It's really good.
It's an intestinal thing. It kind of helps. I
Now-
can't explain it.
Do you still stay in touch with a ponytail from True Believer?
I got to tell you that thing, the raccoon. I used to have to wear that thing around. I got to tell you how daffy I am when I work. I used to have this thing, and every day at the end of the day, I'd say, "Is that the last take? Did you print off?" I rip this thing off, I'd throw it down and step on it. A couple of times I set fire to it. And one day I came in, and we had a big courtroom scene, and I was with Downey,
Yeah.
Bob Downey, who's fantastic, and also in the waitlist green room most of the time, and I love him, but I came in one day, and you sense there's something wrong in the room. And I was walking around the set, and thinking about the scene I was doing. All of a sudden, I kind of noticed one guy, and I noticed another, and then another woman on the set, and I realized that all 102 members of the crew had ponytails on that day, all of which looked better than mine. And it was like a really strange experience. It took me like about 4 hours to notice it, which was really the devastating part of what my level of concentration was. But it was really annoying. I mean, it's just annoying having this thing. I mean, women are used to kind of flipping their hair around and have to talk, but I'd always turn around and have this like face full of Davy Crockett. But the real guy had it, so I had to have it.
I have a good comedian friend named Jess Cesario. He has the best quote of yours. He cut it out of a magazine somewhere where you said, "I know you to be a very bright man." I mean, obviously.
not judging by the empirical evidence tonight, but otherwise.
You said that you think you're a bright man, but then you got into show business and found out there was no call for that.
Yes, that's right.
You sometimes think
I was overtrained in the wrong discipline. Yeah, it's a tough business to be smart in. I think it is. I mean, first of all, because of the ego levels of the people you're dealing with and your own. And a lot of times, especially if you're an actor, people sort of expect you to kind of want to wander along with the herd, and if you have an idea of your own, all of a sudden it gets really annoying to people who are supposed to have all the ideas, like the writers and the directors. And I try to think of it as a collaborative effort, and it sometimes is very productive when it is, but sometimes people get their noses out of joint, so to speak.
1579 on your boards?
Okay, let me clear this one up, okay? Because it's like, okay, we got
We're
Sean Young
taking care of all the
boards,
garbage tonight.
okay?
We're going to tighten this up.
It was actually, I had an 800 on my English composition achievement test.
Oh, okay.
And I had a 779 on my math SAT, and I can't remember the other. And this is the last time.
12 times 12.
12 times 12, 144.
Bingo. 800. We'll be right back after this, folks.
This portion of the Dennis Miller Show is brought to you by Bud Dry. Dry brewed, so it drinks light yet satisfies completely.
Thank you. Welcome back, and I'm proud to announce that during the break, Jimmy agreed to marry me. And the bridal registry. That's the greatest. Anything that moves?
Darling, may I say? No.
All right, we're breaking up. Now,
Okay.
the thing is, we're going to bring out our next guest. This man is known by many names. Mr. Sex Machine, Soul Brother #1, Dances with Wolves, but he will always be James Brown, the godfather of soul. love you, man. Hey, you know, believe it or not, I almost wear that. And imagine. Now, James, you awarded last night the Award of Merit, the American Music Awards show. Is that exciting? They went crazy for you, just much like this.
I went crazy for that, too. I was very gratified and very appreciative. Because that, you know, it shows that love, the undying love, it don't quit. And I just thank God and I thank the people because they're responsible.
Well, you've been at it for a long time, man. You've had, who works? You are the hardest working man, aren't you? How long you been at it, brother? How long?
30, it's about my 30, but I'm going on 38 years.
38 years, man. Yeah, I'm on my... You know, I'm on my 7th show on Borderline Incontinent. But, you did the hard time, man, out on the road. I used to do that stand-up comedy. And
yeah.
God, how many dates were you averaging at your peak a year?
Well, at my peak, I haven't got there yet, but...
Oh. Yeah.
I'm still reaching for the sky, but at one time in the late 60s, mid-60s into the late 60s, I was doing like 330 days a year.
Jesus, God. I can't believe you're taking 4 weeks off a year.
I can't believe it.
330, man. That's just incredible to me.
That was very hard, you know, but I love it because I got a chance to do things and be a part of things that were beyond my greatest imagination, coming from a very poor family and having hard times and dealing in the small parts of the world. The Deep South at that time, it was a little rough, and I thank God for it.
Yeah.
So when I go to work, I forget about the success I've had and just try to make people feel happy, and this is my way of saying thank you.
Yeah, the work's still cathartic for you?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah?
I love it.
Well, you look great, man. You gonna jam for us a little here?
You know what? I'm glad you said that, because talking is pretty hip, but with Tierra behind me, I'm very lucky, and I got this good group behind me that...
It's a little Latin band
yeah,
here,
cut a
Tierra.
thing called Together. Yeah, they had a big song, and I got the Bittersweets. My group decided they want to come over and deal with it, so I'd rather do what I do best.
Walk that walk, James.
Thank you.
All right,
Brother, 1, 2, 3. Put a little love in your heart and let sorrow depart. And you said, time to love. Won't you put a little love in your soul and let the good time roll? And you said, time to love. Love your sister. Love your brother. Listen to me, we lost the love, so let's go back and get it again. That makes it better for our country and for people. I will say it again. Love your sister, love the brother. Can you do that too?
We can do that too.
You can do that too.
We can do that too.
Can you do that too?
We can do that too.
You can do that too.
We can do that too.
Love the Father, love the Son, and don't forget about the Holy One. Put a little love in your soul. Time roll, and you said, time to love. Time to love. Love your sister. Love your brother. Sometimes we get away from that. I'm like Will Rogers, I've never seen a man that didn't love. And a woman too. Love your sister. Love the brother. Can you do that too?
We can do that too.
You can do that too.
We can do that too.
Can you do that too?
We can do that too.
You can do that too.
We can do that too.
Love your sister. Love the brother. Love the Father. Love the Son. Come on, bittersweet.
Love you, love you, love you, love you.
Love me, love you. Yo,
Love me,
in Russia,
love me,
love your brother.
love me,
In Africa, love your brother. In Europe, love your brother. I'm saying that to you. If it's Germany, love your brother. If it's France, love your brother. Love your sister. In England, love your brother, love your sister. In South America, help me, Lord. Love your brother, love your sister. In the Orient, in Japan, China, love your brother, love your sister. In the good old USA, love your brother, love your sister. Come on, we love you. Right now. Hasta luego. Mañana. Brother. I love you.
Welcome back. You know, my next guest got her start at 11 months old on an Ivory Soap Sprite, as the Ivory Soap Sprite. Let's mix 10 products into this intro. The star of Blue Lagoon, she is currently starring on stage in Love Letters. Please welcome Brooke Shields, folks. Sorry about that. That's
One of the excuses
confusing.
to go down the steps.
When you got legs that long, though, you can jump across these
Actually, I didn't-
chasms. Huh?
Oh, I didn't actually know there were steps there, actually. Thank you very much for having me.
Hey,
on the show.
well, sure. I'm glad to have you. Now,
He's tongue-tied, I think, for the first
yeah,
time.
well,
Tongue-tied,
I've been
well.
watching you since, God, you were famous before you knew how to spell famous. I feel like I know you so long. Pretty Baby, I guess, was your
Actually, yeah,
first
that
thing?
was sort of the first celebrated movie. But it's funny when you were talking about old news or something, you know, when they say star of Blue Lagoon. I mean, you know, it was when I was 15.
Yeah, but, you know,
But,
that's all it's stick in everybody's mind from that. You know, I saw Blue Lagoon 2, and I'll say this, the kid was no Chris Atkins.
Well, they tried to get you, and it just, you know, you were so busy. And
You don't want to see me in a loincloth. Look like, I got that tiny distended belly like Adam West in the Batman suit. Now,
This is
hey,
great.
when you were in the Blue Lagoon, did you guys ever run into the kids from the Lord of the Flies, or
Just a couple of them,
Yeah.
just a few of them.
Piggy?
Just
and-
Piggy, yeah, just Piggy.
Now,
But-
it's weird that you started out with Louis Malle, and then I read that when you were in college, you didn't you do a paper on his films
I
or
did.
something?
I actually ended up writing my thesis on Louis. I wrote my thesis on what it was is the voyage of innocence to experience, but shown textually through two of his films. And you know, I had this.
Zling?
I had this sort of dream to have film be as respected as literature is, and very many universities, well, especially at Princeton, they didn't really want to focus on it. And so I took a more literary analysis of the films as texts. And you know, it was actually quite rewarding, and he loved it. When he read it, he really loved it.
You must have loved getting in up there, didn't? I mean, it must have been a gas for you to be in the Ivy League, because I often feel sorry for you sometimes because I watch you and you seem so bright to me, and yet to be so beautiful, so young, and to be so in everybody's mind as this beautiful woman, I sometimes feel you must have just got up there and broken out, used your brain, just no makeup, walk around campus, study. It must have been a great time for you, huh?
I don't get it. Is that a question?
It was a badly formed one, but I just thought it must have
no.
been liberating. It must have been liberating for you.
It was liberating, actually. For me, going to college was it was a time that I had for myself. You know, it was a time that I was able to leave the industry that I had been in since I was such a young child, to have time for myself, to be with just people that weren't in the business, and 4 years of to cultivate my mind, cultivate things that interest me, and I became much more of a person. I felt what I was motivated by, what literature I was moved by. I mean, and that really gives you a time to just basically nurture yourself. And it was stolen time. I mean, everybody said don't go to school, take the equivalency test, and don't leave, you're so hot right now, and that was really when I wanted to leave.
Yeah, best thing you ever did. You don't want to spend years like 18 to 22 in a Winnebago somewhere out in Bakersfield, you know, like shooting films.
What it also did was it enabled me to get to know people that I liked. I mean, what kind of person I liked, what kind of person I wanted to be. And very often in this business, you become, or it's the tendency to become the projection onto you is very strong, and to be able to have the perspective to leave it and be able to visualize yourself, not just how other people see you or how you are being portrayed, and it gives you a chance.
Now, Brooke, what is with that rock on the Jesus, that is the Comet Kahutek.
We actually wanted to tell you.
Yeah, we want to tell you.
Jimmy, they love that.
It's
they love that
kind of thing.
intellect, man.
This is this is actually the Princeton class ring. They handed these out. I'm looking at this thing. It's like there's a gross national product of a major small country here.
Salvador.
And that's
Just to punch out the guys. That's a friendship. It's a friendship ring.
Now, what's the what's the deal with Brenda Starr? I'm beginning to think Manson will get released before this movie. What's the I've been hearing about this thing like a Scirocco on the horizon. When's it coming?
You know, I don't know. I went to go see I saw the movie Cuffs, and I'm sitting there and I see a trailer for my own movie. So, I mean, I have no idea. As far as I know, Brenda's coming out, and I think it'd be great if she did come out. I mean, it's a great movie. It's just whether it actually is released is yet to be known.
Well, it's like, is it bigger than life comic strip like Dick Tracy was, sort of thing?
When it was actually before Dick Tracy, Batman, it was before all of them. Timothy Dalton is Basil St. John, Diana Scarwood is in it, Charles Durning is wonderful in it. I mean, the cast is really fabulous. And,
well, let's see this damn thing. I'm ready to go.
1947.
Brooke Shields, thanks for coming on, Brooke. Appreciate it. We'll be right back after this. We are back. During the commercial, we purchased Lithuania with Brooks Ring. We're back, and we're going to hear from James Brown Tierra and the special guest, the legendary Martha Reeves. Yeah.
Like a heat wave. Never thought I'd get a chance to stand beside you. And I know they're not dancing in the street, but I don't have a teddy bear. I can give you me. Georgia. Georgia, Georgia. No peace I find. Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Georgia, oh my sweet Georgia, a song of you. It comes so sweet and clear, like moonlight through the pine. Other arms reach out to me, and other eyes will smile tenderly, but still, and peaceful dreams I
This portion of the Dennis Miller Show is brought to you by Afrin Nasal Spray. Afrin, because you shouldn't have to wait to breathe.
Welcome back. Thank you. Welcome back. Well, thank you. Thank you. You know, I think we learned something tonight. I started a little slowly with the Elvis thing. Sure, I walked into a bar and got creased with a pool stick across the head, but we hung in there and we came back and we had a great show. I'd like to thank my guests tonight. We had James Woods, Jimmy, Brooke Shields, James Brown, and Martha Reeves. Martha, thank you. Tierra, good night.
When in Los Angeles, guests of the Dennis Miller Show stay at the St. James Club and Hotel.